Hello, everyone. This is going to be a horoscope for the beginning of the month of March, when on the 2nd of March we are going to be experiencing a new moon in the sign of Pisces. This new moon is joining the planets Jupiter and Neptune, which are already stationed in Pisces, and they are both rulers of this sign. So this is going to be a very potent and very good period because all these planets are benefics. And so it's going to feel like a period that is very fortunate, and it's going to amplify energies such as calmness, creativity, especially spiritual creativity, but creativity and spirituality in general. And it's going to bring forth a feeling of hope for the future, and hope for fulfilling dreams. It's going to be a period that's going to feel very magical and maybe very glamorous. It's going to sow the seeds, so to say, for us to put our dreams and ideas into practice. And it's going to make us feel that even the most the biggest dreams, that things that we never thought could be achieved, are actually possible. So I hope that you enjoy this period and you make the most of it. And now you can go to your sign. It's time stamped in the description below to watch the horoscope for your sign. I advise you to watch both for your sun sign and for your rising sign, so you can get a bigger picture of what you can expect in the next period. So for Aries and for Aries rising, this new moon is happening in your 12th house. It's joined there by Jupiter and Neptune in their own sign of Pisces in your 12th house, which is the house that naturally rules Pisces. So it's a very good a new moon for you, and it's going to be especially potent in your case. The 12th house is the house of the subconscious. It might bring some realizations, some self-realizations, maybe some things that were hidden behind the surface and you simply weren't aware of. You might become aware of them in the next period, about 6 months from now, because that's how long it takes. Or if that's not the case, it could simply mean a newfound sound sleep. Or sleeping pattern. If you have had disrupted sleep or problems with sleeping, I do think that from now onwards things are going to be better for you. It's also possible that some of you might find new methods of sleeping, if I can put it like that, although I know it sounds funny. I do hope it doesn't involve taking any sort of medication, and I hope you're going to do it in a more positive way. Let's say you buy a new mattress or a new pillow, or you start listening to maybe ASMR videos on YouTube, and they're going to help you sleep better. But I see that this new moon overall is going to bring into your life a period of rest, and mentally speaking, yeah, either sleeping patterns or just your mental well-being are going to be very good and very calm and very serene. um, you do have the 10th house very activated there with three planets, Venus, Mars, and Pluto. I do think that on the career front, there is a lot of energy and effort being put there. I do think that people have expectations of you. They also give you rewards. You are in the spotlight. There is a lot of exposure that is coming. That you've been going through. Aries, so that possibly has taken a toll on your level of energy, and simply you want to rest. You do also have Mercury and Saturn over there in the 11th house, which is the house of friends, of networks. I think that from now onwards, you're not going to be in the mood to go out with friends very much, or for whatever reason that area of your life of socializing is going to be restricted. It might have to do with finances. You do have Uranus squaring that in your second house of earned income. It might be that you come to the realization that you've been spending too much money on your friends and going out, and also that you've burned yourself out doing that. So from now onwards, I think that you're going to prefer to, have an early night, so to say. So for Taurus and Taurus rising, the new moon is happening in your 11th house, which is the house of networks, the house of friends. So I do see a new beginning around that for you. You could be making new friends. You could be joining a new group, either in real life or could be online too. Maybe you're going to make an account on some sort of forum, or join a Facebook group or something of that nature, which could actually be very possible, because you do have a full ninth house as well, with the Venus, Mars, and Pluto over there. And the ninth house is a house that signifies foreign lands. So it could be that you might be connecting with foreigners one way or another. For some of you, on the internet by joining groups. Others of you could actually be traveling and networking with foreigners that way, or maybe even, where you live in your location, you might join some sort of group where there are going to be foreign people as well. Now I do have to mention that you have Mercury and Saturn over there in your 10th house, which is the house of authority. Saturn being there is a planet that shows restriction, a harsh authority figure, and since you have Uranus in your first house squaring this Saturn and Mercury, I do want to prevent you. It's possible that you might say something wrong. You might commit a blunder in front of either your boss, or maybe even in this group that I was talking about, you might upset the admin of the group, or the person who is in charge of the group, or maybe the eldest person of the group. Yeah, that person might be upset or offended by you, something you say or something you do. Maybe you show up late, maybe you do something, take an action that is against the rules of this forum or group that you're joining, so to say. So be careful about that, Taurus. Be careful of not committing any sort of blunders that would upset the higher authority and put you in a negative light. But overall, if you manage the situation correctly, I do think you're going to have loads of fun with these new people that are going to come into your life. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, the new moon is happening in your 10th house of career and public reputation. And it's joined there by Jupiter and Neptune sitting in their own sign in Pisces. Gemini, this seems to be a period for you where you're going to receive high accolades, recognition, public recognition. You're in the spotlight for whatever it is that you do. It's either in your workplace or not only in your workplace. It could simply be that you are going to find yourself in a position where you're going to have to take center stage. I want you to know that you're going to be seen very well by the others, and it's possible that the others are going to see you not just well, but actually very magnificent, so to say. Like the best thing since sliced bread, basically, is what the public and the general public is going to think of you, or your bosses at work. You might be receiving either a promotion at work, or you even start a new job, although I'm not seeing that specifically here, I see it more as a promotion. It might be, it also depends on your own natal chart, but here I'm seeing it more as a promotion. And as a result of this great public recognition and public image that you're going to have, there are going to be some material rewards coming your way. You have 3 planets there in your 8th house. I think that, let's say, if you get promoted at work, you're also going to be receiving some sort of perks, some benefits. Maybe you're going to receive a new car from your job, or a laptop or something like that, some sort of extra rewards and benefits apart from your regular income. All right. You do have Mercury and Saturn there in the 9th house, which is the house of foreign affairs, and it's also the house of mentality. So it could be that your communication, your affairs with the abroad might not be so well. Especially, I advise you to be cautious if you have to travel. There might be some limitations, there might be some restrictions. Make sure you have all your documents in order. Make sure you have your passport valid and all of that. In case you were expecting some sort of visa or some sort of news coming from abroad, I think you're going to have to wait a bit longer because of some unexpected situations that you probably don't even know about, since this aspect of Saturn and Mercury is making a square to Uranus in your 12th house. Something unexpected that happened behind the scenes but you're not aware of. So you're going to have to be patient when it comes to your connections to traveling and foreigners and such things. But more towards the end of the month, that house is going to be activated, since all the Mars and Venus are going to be transiting over there. So towards the end of the month, things might start to get better on that front as well. But for the time being, Gemini, enjoy the spotlight and enjoy the benefits that come with it. And for Cancer and the Cancer rising, this full moon is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of foreign travel, but it's also the house of education. So some of you might be starting a new form of education, especially high-level education, a university degree, a master's degree, or something of that nature. It's something that you've probably been wanting to do for a long time, and it's probably something that is going to expand your mind and your knowledge even more, because it does come there with Jupiter and with Neptune. So for you, you have to be very open-minded to all the information that you're going to receive. For some of you, this might even manifest as some sort of foreign travel or a foreign connection with foreign lands. It might even be a new visa, or a relocation to another country, or simply maybe a work contract with the countries from abroad. You do have Saturn and Mercury there sitting in your 8th house of shared resources, and they are going to be joined by Mars and Venus later on in the month. So I do see a lot of activity. Perhaps that for this new course you are taking on, you're going to have to receive some sort of support, especially from family members or from your spouse maybe, in order to pay for this. And it doesn't look like these people have a lot of money, but they are going to be supportive of you. So the little that they have, they are going to be willing to give you. You do have Uranus sitting there in your 11th house, which is the house of the networks. So perhaps you should reach out to more than just family members. Also reach out to your network of friends, of people that you know. Perhaps even try to apply for a scholarship if you could get one. For those of you who are traveling, it's very likely that you are traveling with a partner, but it's possible that the resources that your partner has for this trip are quite limited. So perhaps you are going to have to pay more than they will, or even treat them. So yeah, be mindful of that the support that you're going to receive from others is going to come, but it's going to come with limitations. And for Leo and Leo rising, this new moon is happening in your eighth house, which is the house of shared resources, shared assets, but also a house of debt. So perhaps you are taking out a new loan, maybe or you are deciding to join assets with somebody in a project that involves resources, both yours and someone else's. You do have the planets Mars and Venus transiting your sixth house, and they're going to move into your seventh house, where they will join Saturn and Mercury there. So perhaps this partnership for you is going to feel both exciting but also limiting in some sort of way, especially limiting in terms of your finances, especially if you're taking out a loan or something of that nature. You are going to be happy about it, but at the same time you will see that your resources are going to become limited. Since you are going to have this very full seventh house, it's also possible that your partner, and especially for those of you who are married, might not be, let's say, on board with your decision, but they are going to be supportive, and they are going to help you with whatever it is that you need. But you just might have to do a little bit of convincing when it comes to them and to your partner. But also perhaps if you have any kind of contract with somebody, even business partners, it might not just be a romantic partner, it could also be a business partner. It's possible that when you decide to join assets for this common project, they are going to come with their own terms, which might feel a bit limiting for you. Perhaps that your partner might also be in a position of authority when it comes to you, because you do have Uranus there transiting your 10th house of authority, and it's making a square to these planets in your 7th house. So you might have to sign some sort of contract. Yeah, but overall, it's looking very good for you. It's a brand new beginning, something financial. So I hope that things will work out well for you, Leo. So for Virgo and Virgo rising, wow, love is in the air for you. You've got the new moon in Pisces happening in your 7th house of committed relationships. So you could expect some brand new beginning around that, or if you are already in a relationship or in a marriage, this could bring simply a new chapter, making another commitment to your partner, something fresh in your relationship. But for those of you who have been single or who have just started seeing someone, I think this is going to move towards making a commitment in your relationship, very possibly getting engaged. That could be it too. Some of you might even get married if you've already set this date. You have Venus and Mars there in the 5th house of romance, making positive aspects to this full moon in Pisces. It's just dreamy. It's just dreamy, and I think some of you might even get your dream proposal, right? If unexpectedly they're going to propose to you, it's going to feel like a fantasy, like even better than in your dreams and how you were imagining it. You have Mercury and Saturn transiting your 6th house of day-to-day routine. of work, of the workplace. So you might be putting that a bit on the back burner. It's not really a priority for you right now. I don't think you're focused too much on that. Yeah, you're probably focused more on your romantic life, and it is making a tense aspect to the ninth house in in Taurus, where you've got Uranus sitting. So it's possible that some of you might decide to elope. You might decide to take an extended weekend, or and go somewhere on a city break, go on vacation for a few days. And so basically you're putting your responsibilities, your work responsibilities, on the back burner because you suddenly decide to make this trip. Or it could be that unexpectedly you might be receiving some sort of news, especially coming from abroad, that is going to affect your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day work. It could be news that speaks about new responsibilities that are going to be quite hard. Yeah, it could go either way with this one, Virgo, but in terms of romance, it cannot go wrong. Things look fantastic. So for Libra and Libra rising, this new moon is happening in your sixth house, which is the house of day-to-day activities. So for you, Libra, this could mean a new job, or simply taking up a new practice. For example, a new health routine, a new diet, maybe a new type of workout. And since it's happening in Pisces, and you've also got Jupiter and Saturn there, Jupiter and Neptune there, the rulers of Pisces, it's very possible you might be joining some sort of, let's say, yoga class, or a workout that also has to do with the spiritual side, and a lot of techniques for relaxation, basically. Some of you Libras might even be adopting new pets. A new pet might come into your life. It might be a pet fish, actually, or a pet that is some sort of water animal, like a turtle or something of that nature. So for some of you, it's going to manifest in that way. It's either a new job, a new pet, or a new health routine, a new diet, but it's something very beneficial, and it's going to make your well-being better, because it is making positive aspects to Venus and Mars there in your fourth house. Now, other than that, you have Saturn and Mercury transiting your fifth house, which is the house of children, but it's also the house of dating. So for those of you who have children, it's possible that something might come up regarding your child that's going to be a bit of a burden when you hear it. This isn't going to sit well with you, because I think it involves some sort of unexpected expenses, since it's making a tense aspect to Uranus there in your eighth house of shared resources. So yeah, watch for that, some expense regarding your child. And for those of you who are dating, I think that either you are going to skip the dating phase and just head straight to the bedroom with this new person. Yeah, I'm talking about those of you who are dating, not in a relationship, not in committed relationships. Yeah. So you're either going to just skip the dinner and head straight into the bedroom, or because you've also got Venus and Mars, they're planets of love in your fourth house. So I think you would rather invite this person to your house than actually go out with them. Or it could go in an opposite way. Perhaps this person wants to jump straight into the bedroom, and that's going to be off-putting for you. So you're going to just give this one a miss. All right, it could go either way, Libra. And for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this full moon in Pisces is happening in your fifth house, which is the house of dating, of romance. It's also a house of creativity, and the house of children. So you could have a brand new beginning when it comes to your romantic life. You do have the planets Venus and Mars transiting your third house, and then they're going to move into your fourth house of the home. So you could be connecting to someone around your home. Maybe you are just going to find out that you have a very good looking neighbor, and you might start a romantic connection with them. Or you're maybe going to simply meet someone in your immediate surroundings through your immediate group of friends, or maybe even a sibling. For those of you who have children, there could be a brand new beginning around something that involves your child. Maybe they're going to take on a new project, a new hobby, or maybe you yourself are going to start something that you are really passionate about. And this is what your focus is going to be for the next couple of weeks and up to 6 months from now, because it does take this energy does manifest within the next 6 months. So it looks very nice and very beautiful for you. You do have Mercury and Saturn transiting your fourth house. There could be some limitations for you in terms of your home, in terms of your family maybe. Perhaps if you are starting something creative, like let's say an art project, perhaps your home simply isn't big enough for you, for your paintings or whatever it is that you are going to do, and you're going to find yourself a bit limited because of that. But overall, it's a very nice positive energy for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So for Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, the new moon is happening in your fourth house, which is the house of the home or the house of the family. So I think you are going to have a brand new beginning around these areas. More specifically, I think some of you might be moving into a new house. If that's the case, then this is the house of your dreams by Sagittarius, because you've got Neptune over there as well. And with Jupiter, which is a benevolent planet, I think that you are going to absolutely love this house. This is a home that you've been dreaming of, you've been wanting, and now you're finally going to get it. If you're not actually moving into a new house, it might be that you are doing some sort of renovation work, improvements, or buying new furniture for your existing home. And you're going to love what comes out. It's going to be exactly as you were imagining it. Now, for others of you, this might mean a new addition to the family. You might find out that you're pregnant, or you already know this, and you might have a child, especially within the next 6 months, because a new moon takes about 6 months for the new energy to manifest. So you might be having a child yourself, or possibly somebody in your family is having a child, and I'm putting my money on it being a sibling of yours that could be having a child, because you do have Mercury and Saturn there in the third house of the siblings. So that could mean a new responsibility is coming towards your sibling, right? They are becoming a parent. But in any case, Sagittarius, either a new addition to the family or a new home for you. You do have three planets, Venus, Mars, and Pluto, over there in the second house. This could mean money coming in and money going out. You are going to make some purchases. There are going to be quite a lot of expenses for you, and it makes sense. If you're getting a new home or renovating a home or having a child, of course you're going to have expenses. But you do have Venus there, which is a benevolent planet transiting, so I do think that you are going to be able to afford these purchases, and in the end, as I said, you're going to be very happy with what comes of it. With Jupiter and Neptune there in the fourth house, you are definitely going to see that things will work out exactly as you were envisioning them. For Capricorn and Capricorn rising, the new moon is happening in your third house, which is the house of communication, written or verbal communication. In the simplest terms, the simplest things that could happen with this new moon over there is you could be receiving some sort of news or some sort of message that comes across as something really magical, like even better than you were expecting, or you receive some sort of information that at first you can't even believe it, and you can't even believe it's that good. Right. Now, for those of you who are writers, bloggers, journalists, anything that has to do, any profession that has to do with communication, but also with business, because the third house also rules business, you might be having a new contract, a new project that you're going to be working on. And it's going to, as I said, feel very magical and better than what you were expecting. For those of you who are writers, you might even be starting to write a novel, and especially a novel of fiction, because it's in the house of Pisces, and you've got Jupiter and Neptune there, which are the rulers of Pisces. So very strong for those of you who are writers, and especially write fiction and fantasy, or science fiction, that sort of nature. But it's going to be very good. You're going to be very happy with whatever news or contract comes your way. You have three planets, Venus, Mars, and Pluto, transiting your first house right now. You're feeling strong, you're feeling energetic, you're feeling confident in your abilities. So that's very good. I'm sure that you're going to be able to put in some good work towards this project. You do have Mercury and Saturn transiting your second house. I want to tell you that this is not going to be something that's going to pay very well, or not yet, at least. So there is a scarcity of finances there. It's very possible that if you're starting something new, it might be a passion project more than a project that actually pays good money. Or, as I said, even if it's a contract, it's a contract that you're really going to enjoy doing, but it's not going to pay so well. All right, Capricorn. So that was it. That was your horoscope for March. I hope you enjoyed it. So for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this new moon is happening in your second house, the house of earned income. It looks like you're going to have a windfall, Aquarius. You've got the new moon happening there, and you've also got Jupiter and Neptune, which are the rulers of Pisces, in their own sign. I feel that there's going to be some money coming your way, and it's going to be an even larger sum than you were expecting or even thought was possible. I think that this sum might come to you from some sort of unknown sources. You have a full 12th house there with Venus, Mars, and Pluto, which is the house of the unknown. So it might be that you weren't expecting this money to come your way, and I do think that with Mercury and Saturn there in your first house, transiting your first house, this new opportunity to make money, or this new sum of money that comes your way, might be leaving you feeling a bit self-conscious. I'm seeing here some analysis paralysis, basically. You might feel that maybe you don't deserve it. You might feel that maybe you're not good enough, or you might suffer from the imposter syndrome or something along those lines, Aquarius. I'm also think that since it's this Saturn is making a square to your Uranus there in the house of the home, it might be that that somehow this is going to affect your family life, your home life. It's possible that maybe you get a new opportunity for a job, but it would require you to spend a lot of time in the office or something along those lines. You are not going to be able to focus on your family as much as you did. So you're going to be thinking, yeah, sure, the money is good, but is it worth it? Can I neglect my family responsibilities and take this offer? You're going to see, Aquarius, but I think I advise you to have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself. This is a lucky break, for you financially, so you should enjoy it and not think about it too much, at least not in the negative terms. And for Pisces and Pisces rising, well, you certainly win the popularity award this month because this new moon is happening in your first house, and it's joined there by Jupiter and Neptune, which are the rulers of Pisces, sitting in their own sign in your first house. So Pisces, you are going to be so magnetic and so attractive this month. You also have 3 planets in your 11th house, which is the house of the networks, the groups. You've got Venus and Mars and Pluto there. I think that this month, Pisces, you are going to exude attractiveness and magnetism. People are going to want to be around you. People are going to want to, enjoy your presence. And I do think that this month you might be receiving a lot of compliments, a lot of attention from others. You are glowing this month, Pisces, and it's a very beautiful energy, and you should enjoy it as much as you can. I do see Mercury and Saturn sitting there in your 12th house. That might cause you a bit of mental anxiety. Perhaps you are not used to such attention, and you might be doubting yourself. It might make you a bit self-conscious, especially things that people are going to tell you, because you've got Uranus there in the 3rd house. Something unexpected that you are going to hear, or you're going to be told, or it might even be a message. You might be receiving messages from people who like you, people who fancy you, and that's going to make you a bit, as I said, self-conscious and thinking, I don't really know, are these people around me really honest, or are they not? You might be overthinking the situation a lot. Don't just enjoy the attention, Pisces. It's something that happens rarely, and you should make the most of it. Go out or at least take photos of yourself and post them on social media. Get some portraits of yourself taken, because this month really is a magical month for you, and you're going to be looking your best. And as I said, you're simply going to exude glamour and simply attractiveness. All right, so that was it. That was the horoscope for March. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see my videos again in the future. Leave me comments below, because I enjoy reading them, and I enjoy hearing how these readings resonate with you. So I wish you a good month, and I'll see you again in my next videos. Bye for now.